Good afternoon, folks. I thought I'd give you a response now because I'm not going to be able to reply to you tomorrow. I've got too busy a day tomorrow, so I thought I'd try and fit in a response to the comments so far. I don't agree that the art world is obsessed with innovation. I think, and I certainly don't think the public are either. I mean, the general sense of that is that it's comforting to have stuff that is um, historic, and or conventional in that respect. I mean, classical music is huge, and that's about minute interpretation, um, and we don't. Contemporary art doesn't have a radio station or a TV channel completely dedicated to it. I suppose Sky Arts is probably the most, but I mean, the hours and resources put into that are all about, reliving something. And I think a lot of artists, they find that it's easier to reinvent the past. And again, this is across genres. Reinvent the past, reuse it, tweak it, and bring it out of context. Um, it's and every generation goes back and gets inspired by a missed generation or their parents' generation or things that we think are crass, and suddenly they are enthused by it, and it revitalizes it. And again, that is fantastic. I'm all for that, but quite often that's that novelty is part of what is not known to them, and Karen's point about it, um, can you achieve innovation through plodding? I think innovation tends to come through just plodding, through working hard. It's tiring, it's dedicated. Innovation through revolution is hard and doesn't happen that often. But getting innovation tends to come from consistent work, lifelong dedication. It's tedious and it's exhausting, and quite often partly it's exhausting because you fail. And I think that aspiration has to be there. And Andrew, I agree with you. I can get excited by witnessing and seeing Australian painting or crafts, hidden crafts or new uses of old materials and things like that. Absolutely. But that again is about context. It's the circumstances you're interpreting. The form is already there, and to generate new form is the hardest thing for, I think, in my eyes. New form. It is whatever the discipline, and anybody that does it, all hail, all hail. Um, I think what was another cross? Yeah, the cross pollination one. I'm just looking here because I made a couple of notes before. Um, I think that's it. Yeah. So I think I've answered. Oh, what writing? That was the other thing. Karen mentioned about words, and the plotting. Writing is so hard, and again, all hail to writers, because for me, and that's why I'm a visual artist. The creative process for writing something, the redrafting, the structure, the clarity, the finding the right words, you know, all praise to art to the writers, because it is an art form I really struggle with, and that's why I'm doing these. Is because Andrew, you obviously can write your ideas quite quickly, but I find the writing to be a torture, because especially when you're dealing with complex things. And so those writers that can do it um, as it flows out of them. Wow, I so admire that, and I find that even that process, the great ones, again, to try and they can do it with structures that are already in existence. And again, that finding the form. I'm sorry, for me, it is the pinnacle. And to do it within a tradition is also hard, because you've got so much there to break away from, or to consider, or to be valued by, accessed by. Anyway, thanks for engaging again, and I'll hopefully post something again in a couple of days. Cheers, bye.